experience with God has always been part of my life because my parents working for the church and my aunt working for the church, so it's always been a part of my life, and it's always led me to make morally right decisions. God has, it's been a part. What it's mostly been is just giving me a sense of community and a sense of belonging in our parish, and getting involved has really helped me grow in faith and aided me in making good decisions.
My experience with God has been, especially in the middle school years, things are pretty rough, so He's always the one who, after a bad day, you can go to, and He can make it better, and that He always is going to help you out whenever you have any struggles.
My experience with God is, ever since I was very young, I was brought up in the faith, knowing God. And that experience grew and grew in a friendship, in a deep, loving friendship of our Lord through Jesus Christ.
My experience with God has been a lot of ups and downs, but mostly a good experience. I think He's always a really good friend and a good person to talk to.
Feelings when I hear the word God, I think of like the big guy above, who you can go to whenever you're sad or upset, whatever, and He's always got you back,
When I hear the word God, I think of church. It's the first thing that comes into my head with the word association game, God, church. I think of church, and I think of experiences I've had at our church, and with youth group too. I think of youth group, maybe the mission trip. When I hear God, that's it.
When I hear the word God, the desire in my heart is that we may all come to know God, the one true living God, and that we may come to love Him.
My feelings when I hear the word God, I always kind of have a smile on my face, I guess, and I just am happy, I guess.
And I feel closest to God in the church, when I know that I'm in His physical presence. When I'm saying Mass and I hold up the host, I feel physically close to God and also in my heart. I know that I have God between my fingers and I'm raising Him up to be adored by the people in the pews, and then I genuflect. And when I genuflect, it's the most heartfelt action I can do during the Mass.
I feel the closest to God when things are going right. It's probably not how it should be, but that's when I feel the closest to God.
I feel the closest to God is probably when it's a really nice day or things are going kind of really, really well, or I'm at church.
The closest I've ever felt to God was on our confirmation retreat, one of the last nights. It was just really powerful. Good night. That's the closest I feel to God.
I feel the farthest from Him probably when things are just really awful and I'm struggling with a lot of things.
Farthest from Him is when things aren't going so well, kind of upset for one reason or another, struggles are going on.
Furthest I feel from God is anytime I'm struggling, anytime I have a battle inside myself, making decisions or situations that I need to make a decision, or when something's going wrong, I always drift away from God.
Speaking, I feel far away from God when I'm going through trouble, when I'm going through difficult circumstances, and the first thought that comes to my mind, or the first feeling that comes to my heart, is that God is a bit far away. But then my faith comes and my love for Him comes, and I know that precisely when I'm suffering and precisely when I'm going through a difficult time is when He is closest to me.